Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Happy Bringling. Welcome to Bringle Talks Men of Legacies Sundays. Brothers, today I'm going to talk about the danger of a single paycheck and why you should build multiple incomes and build your financial freedom. This is not going to be selling or, you know, pushing something to you. It's more going to be educational, reflective, emotional, and in fact, purpose driven because it will connect your personal journey, national transformation, and the call for legacy driven men to build Bharat as the startups and skills capital of the world. Under this movement, Sone ki Chidiya ko Jagao. How many of you are living in this illusion of stability? A single paycheck is like walking a tightrope without a safety net. One slip and everything you have built can collapse. I want to begin with the truth most of us ignore until it's too late. We live our lives hanging by a single thread. One paycheck, one company, one boss's decision, and we call it stability. I'm sorry, but FO stability. But brothers, think about it. Is it really a stability or a slow motion trap dressed as security? Most of us were told since childhood, study hard, get a good job, settle down, life will be safe. Every time, every class you moved on, maybe from pre-primary to primary, primary to secondary, secondary to senior secondary, to the college or to the first job, we kept on telling your life will be safe. Just do this, just do this. And we kept on following the script. We became engineers, MBAs, professionals in IT, banking, corporate, so-called successful men. But here is the paradox. The higher we climbed, the more fragile our lives became. Because now everything depends on that one income stream. And deep down, we know if that ends, everything shakes. The EMI, the school fees, the dignity, even our identity. And you must be thinking, Ansha, what you're talking about. This job is making me give life, good life to my family. Yeah, good life. Check my other episodes because your wife does not require a paycheck. She requires your life, which you are destroying because you're busy earning paychecks. And I know this pain, and that was a wake-up call for me. I want you to know it. I know this pain. I lived it. I had the titles. I had the corner office. I was managing $100 million worth of deals. Yet one day, it's all gone. Not because I failed, because the system decided to restructure. Such a beautiful word, restructure, right? So many people lose their jobs. And in that one moment, my worth in the corporate world vanished. And I realized my freedom was never mine. It was rented, paid monthly as a salary. Whatever you're building, you're not building for yourself or your family. You're building for someone else. And you're just living in it. And that's when I understood the real danger of a single paycheck. Not just the financial danger, but the emotional one I'm talking about. because that is more critical. You know, the sleepless nights, feeling of failure, the fear of being replaced by someone younger, cheaper, faster, the quiet shame of facing your family when you can't say everything is okay. Your parents calling up, how are you, beta? And you're answering, I'm fine, but deep down you know that you're burning. You don't even know how the life will be surviving. Your wife, your children, your brothers, everybody, family demands few things and you want to give them, but you can't. And that's when a voice inside whispered, you can't build a legacy on borrowed security. Let's talk a little bit. Let's be honest about them, about our hidden fears and deepest desires. Most men don't want to be rich. They want to be free. Free from fear, free from dependency, free from missing their children's childhood because they are stuck in another's late night meeting. But this fear of losing that single source of income keeps us from acting. We tell ourselves, next year I will start something. I have a person in my community. It's been more than 5 years that he has been telling me he wants to leave the job. He has been going through various workshops, trainings, even he's attended my workshop. He's attended probably many of the world's, India's best coaches. And every year he tells me, now this is done, Anshav, I want to move ahead. I want to leave. That person is still into the same job, same company, and still struggling and feeling sad about it, but he can't move out of it. It's not about that he cannot, it's about taking an action. Every year he says, next year I will do something, I will start something. Next year never comes. He keeps on doing few things, but never implements. Keeps on talking, learning many things, never implement. We forget that every paycheck keeps us comfortable, not free, man. And every comfort zone slowly becomes a cage. Brothers, the danger of a single paycheck is not just financial, not even sometimes emotional, it's spiritual. It destroys your spirit because it keeps your soul trapped in a survival mode when it was meant to create, to build, to inspire. And this is not just your story or mine. It is the story of Bharat. Every man, a nation of brilliant minds working for others' dreams, while our own potential waits quietly in the corner. Let me take you back in history. There was a time when India was called the Sone ki Chidiya, the golden bird. Not because of the gold in our temples, but because of the skills, enterprise, creativity of our people. We were weavers, traders, innovators, builders, each family and ecosystem of value creation. But over time, we are trained to stop building and start depending. Depend on foreign goods, depend on foreign systems, depend on foreign investors, even to fund our startups. And that's why the same pattern repeats. We build the tech, they own the equity, we build the talent, they take the wealth. And not just about startups, it's about mindset. The danger of a single paycheck is the danger of a single nation of job seekers instead of job creators. That is why we face a lot of brain drain and they do wonders outside the country. Because they are talented. We are talented. Indians are talented. If Bharat must rise again to Vision 2030 to Vision 2047, we must become the startups and skills capital of the world. We must awaken the golden bird again, not just in our economy, but in our spirit. Brothers, your children don't need another tired provider. They need a father who shows them what freedom looks like. Your wife doesn't need more security. She needs a partner who lives with purpose, not fear. And your nation doesn't need more employees, it needs builders. It starts with one mindset: never depend on one source of income. Create, diversify, and contribute. I'm not asking you to leave your job, but build your parallel sources of income. Invest, diversify your investments, and contribute towards the economy. Because freedom is not a number, it's a design. And legacy is not built on luck, it's built on intention. When you build multiple income streams, whether through investment, skills, or impact ventures, you don't just free yourself, you free your family from anxiety. You free your nation from dependence. You free the next generation from mediocrity. And that, brothers, is how wealth becomes purpose. Purpose becomes legacy. I would like to give you one question today. And I'm not going to leave you just now here, but of course we'll continue and eventually leave you with this question. Are you working for survival or building for freedom? Take a little pause and think. If the answer is still survival, it is time to awaken the fire within you. The same fire that once made this land the golden bird of the world. The Sone ki Chidiya. Let's build an India where every man's paycheck is not his prison but his platform. Let's build a Bharat where our people don't just work for wealth, they create wealth with purpose. Because the future is not waiting, future is calling. And it's saying, awaken the golden bird. You know, a single paycheck can definitely feed your stomach, but multiple incomes can feed your freedom. Comfort zones are those cages where dreams go to die. You can build a legacy on borrowed security. India doesn't need more job seekers, it needs dream builders. And freedom is not about the absence of fear, it's the decision to rise above it. You know, if your salary is your only income, you're one step away from financial collapse. Think about it. One email from HR, one restructuring, one industry slowdown, and everything you have built can vanish. Your EMIs don't wait. Your children's school fees don't wait. Your parents' medical needs don't wait. And if you're depending on one paycheck, you're gambling your family's entire future on the goodwill of your employer. Brothers, that's not security, that's slavery. Think about what will happen when your slavery stops. And let me amplify this picture. Imagine your salary stops tomorrow. Close your eyes and think about it. Imagine your salary stops tomorrow. How many months you can survive before panic sets in? 3, 4, 6, 12, 24? What? It is said that minimum 6 months of fund, you should have it with you as an emergency fund before even building up your financial freedom fund. And you have to have your risks protected. And it should eventually go to at least 3 years. And financial freedom fund has to start from 3 years and go till 30 years, maybe 40, 50. %80 of the men I speak with can't last more than 3 to 6 months without income. And some even less. They're literally hand to mouth. Even after earning lakhs of rupees every month. And what happens then? You dip into savings, you break your child's FD. I sold my child gold jacket for my daughter's education. You mortgage your house. I did that. You take half-paying jobs just to survive. All of that I've gone through. Because I've been there. even after giving corporates over $100 million worth in values, signed off by their CFOs, I was the fired. One moment I was at my peak, next moment I was fighting to survive. Brothers, if it can happen to me after growing, from 10,000 rupees a monthly salary to 30 lakh rupees and salary in just 11 years time, it can happen to anyone. This is not fear mongering. This is reality and you must face it. Now imagine a different life instead. Salary is just one stream, but you also earn from investments, passive income, compounding assets. Even if your job ends, your life does not. Your kitchen will run, your life will run. You have enough income, passive income to be coming to you, which can make you run your life without any challenges, even after your job ends. Your wife doesn't see panic in your eyes, but confidence. Your kids don't hear, we can't afford this, but yes, let's do it. This is the life of financial freedom. And it does not take crores to start. It takes awareness and action. This is why I built the dual fund model and starting up the workshops on financial freedom and angel investment workshops, starting just 99 rupees. And you can download the free ebooks. It's not about money here. It's about education, sharing. That is what which we are looking at. Because this dual fund model is about helping men like you to step out. Just a moment. You step out. This dual fund model is to help men like you to step out of the single paycheck trap. Social venture fund, which is a safe passive income opportunity, minimum 50,000, 1 lakh rupees investment, 5,000 rupees a month, 10,000 rupees a month. Capital is returned back in 3 to 5 years time. 10 to 20% passive annual income, maybe upside of 30, 40, 50%. Tax rebates, and you fund a school project in your name, building both wealth and legacy. Educating free 100 plus children free of cost. Venture capital fund for high growth wealth. Invest minimum 5 lakh rupees, 10 lakh rupees, small amounts, 50,000 a month, 1 lakh a month for 1 year. That's it. Maybe you'll feel stretched, but that investment will give you opportunity to invest in the next India's next 100 unicorns, having a potential for a 100x plus returns and it also comes with a principal protection and easy liquidity options. So whether you're a conservative or a risk taker, you now have a path. You decide how do you want to do it. But the time is very important, because if you don't act now, you will lose out. India has already got 120 plus unicorns, and we are supposedly be looking at 280, 300 plus unicorns by 2030. And that is why it is very, very urgent right now. So you have to learn about angel investments. You have to learn about financial freedom. You have to learn about your FIRE, how to build your financial freedom fund. Because the truth is, not everyone will get into this. Second, everybody has a very limited opportunity. The opportunities doesn't stay. Like for our social venture fund, it is capped at 50 lakh rupees. Once it fills, it's closed. You'll have a different opportunity, different model, probably much less, different kind of investments, much lesser than what you have. Venture capital fund series 2 already has startup allocations filling past, almost completed. I think only one ticket left at this point in time when we talk. Window is very small. The opportunity is rare. Remember, Zomato 10 lakh rupees gave 224 crores. Indians hesitated. Foreigners invested. Our wealth left our country. Brothers, we are going to let the history repeat itself again. So let me ask you, are you willing to gamble your entire future on a single paycheck, or are you ready to build multiple incomes or reclaim your freedom? Download my free ebook From Job Loss to Billion Dollar Dream. Click the link below in the description and comments. Book your free one-on-one call worth 10,000 free for the first 100 men this week. Subscribe to Bringle Talks YouTube channel. Every Sunday, we break down strategies to build wealth, freedom, and legacy. Brothers, your children don't just need your salary, they need your presence. Your wife doesn't need security, she needs your energy. And the only way to give both is to break the chains of a single paycheck and become a man of legacy. Jai Hind. Keep bringing, keep growing, keep spreading the Bringle dream wave.